There we are.
That's so funny how it goes live before it even shows that I'm live.
It's like a 20-second delay.
It's like a 20-second delay. Awesome, awesome. So,
All right.
hi everybody. Good morning. I feel like it's still morning, but then I looked and it's actually really not.
No, it's not.
But we'll just say for our sakes that it's still somewhat morning. So, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday today, I believe. So, um, I just invited Martha on because we actually, gosh, we've been friends now for a few years, I think. I don't even really know how long.
Yeah, it's been a while. And actually, the first time we met was doing a video thing. And
Was
then when we
it?
finally met in person, we were both like, oh my gosh, I feel like we've known each other in person this whole entire time. But it was actually the first time we had met, and it had already been a year and something. So
Yeah, so we like felt like we knew each other, but
Mhm.
Martha's actually in Austin, Texas, and I'm here in Wisconsin. I think because this is on my profile, most of you know that I've been a licensed master cosmetologist for about 25 years or 26, something like that. And so that's really my background. I'm a former salon owner as well. And I've been actually utilizing some things that we're going to talk about for years, but I would really love for you to introduce yourself and just like let everybody know kind of what your background is and what part of the industry you're from.
Okay. So I've also been in the beauty business for a long time, actually for about 20 years. My first love, of course, was the makeup. So I kind of did that thing for a while. I've been behind the counter. I've been a freelance makeup artist professionally for about the same time. I'm also a licensed massage therapist, which is kind of funny that I go from one spectrum to the other,
No, I love it.
people are like, how do you mesh the two? Because most massage therapists are like very natural, they don't wear makeup. Well, I do the both. And it's funny because the entire time I was working on my business and how I was going to intertwine them together, everybody kept telling me you can't put them together. They have to be separate. And I'm like,
You're like,
no.
watch me.
Yeah, watch me because I'm going to do it. So I've been doing massage now for over 10 years. It is a love of mine. And then, as of probably like the last 3.5 years, I've probably really focused a lot in the wedding industry. Um, Last year, I did about 50 something weddings. And I did it because of the passion, the love that I have for the artistry. But probably about 6 months in, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, there's no need for me to do it, besides the fact that I love it. And so this year I stepped back. I'll probably have maybe, I don't know, 20 weddings on the books just
That's
because
still a lot.
it's still a lot, but nothing like it was before. It was just too much. But that's pretty much my background.
Yeah, and
I'm also a former salon owner as well.
yes, you are. That's
Yes.
important to note too. And when you were saying all that, I was like, we are a lot alike in the sense where I know even when I was just always busy with whatever I was doing. Like I know a lot of stylists are like, oh, I always had to have two jobs. And I'm like, not me, because I would go and I would learn everything I could. So, I went and learned extensions when they were coming out. I went and learned, I kept learning and like you, I kept evolving. And then I started doing more makeup, and then I was doing, facials, and I was doing all these things. But it's so fun in this industry because we can learn so much and we can take it to all different levels. Now, I'm not a massage therapist though.
Hey, you never know. You're still young. You might pick something else
Well,
up.
I don't know. I'm not a spring chicken. But the other thing that you said too is about the wedding thing, because it's interesting because when you don't have to do anything, or if you don't have to do something anymore, you can kind of step back and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be tied up every Saturday anymore, because
Right.
most weddings in Wisconsin are on Saturdays, and so you can be a little bit more choosy on who you work with as far as brides and things like that. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So I decided, was like, okay, it's time to step back. There's no need to do it. But what I wanted to say was, I was a former salon owner as well. And what is kind of funny is that what happened to me during the time that I owned a salon is happening in the industry right now. You know, it is for a whole different reason. The reason now is way more serious than, you know, the reason that I had to retire my salon. But what I realized back then was, thank goodness I was in a position to pivot, you know, to take what I was doing and do it in a different route. So about 3.5 years ago, I was already about, I want to say 4.5 years into running my own business. Um, I had picked up products and services to add into my salon to be able to provide a service for clients. And while I was building clientele, doing that fun stuff, thinking I was building a plan B for the future, meaning like 20 years later when my hands didn't want to work. Or I was building a plan B because my husband works for Intel, the computer chip company, which is a tech industry, and things are like always up and down. And so at that point, he had made it through 5 layoffs. So I was thinking, you know, maybe if I build these products and services up, they'll be able to sustain in case something happens. Well, what I didn't bank on or even count on or even think about was that I would be fired from me being my own boss when my husband came home one day and was like, hey, babe, so we're moving from Albuquerque, New Mexico back to Texas. And, you know, at that moment, I realized like, oh my gosh, like there goes my business. Like my entire business is gone in a blink of an eye. And I was making very, 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 very good money. Um, and I realized like in 2.5 seconds that it was gone.
You couldn't take your clients with you.
No, I wish I could. I was like, there ain't a suitcase big enough. I don't have a house that's going to be big enough to house everybody.
Well, you moved to another state, so it's not like you were moving, you know, an hour away or something. So
Right. So
unless
it's
somebody
not
would want to get on a plane and come and see you, they weren't going to be able to be
right.
your clients anymore.
Exactly. And like I said, like today, what's going on, of course, what happened to me is nowhere, nowhere as with the magnitude that's going on right now, right? But you know, I do see my friends and beauty pros finding themselves in that same boat where they're like, oh my gosh, tomorrow all my stuff is gone. So
I
it's
was
kind
just
of
having
scary
that
to watch.
conversation with a friend because she was like, she goes, I just feel like my business was just ripped away from me without any notice. And like, she goes, I don't know what to do with myself right now. And I'm like, I know that this wasn't at the same level, but I too had to leave my salon more for physical ailments. I couldn't work like I was before physically. And I wanted to continue to work like that, but my body was like, So like you, I had to leave and I didn't want to. And I did have to grieve it because that was my identity for the majority of my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I work all day long, like from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed, I do stuff with hair. And so what am I supposed to do? And it took me a little while to, like you, like I'm like, I got to figure out how to evolve because I still want to be in the industry. I still want to service my clients. I just can't do it physically like I have been. So what does that look like? And like
Right.
you, I already had, I had some things going on where I could really focus and lock arms with people like you. I mean, gosh, like collaboration is huge right now. Like we're all in this together and I know people are scared and I get that, but at the same time, like we have to just hold hands and really lean on each other and share, things like we're going to share today to help people. Because, unfortunately, I shouldn't have done this, but I turned on the news last night and I was like, why did I do that? Because like, it's going to be longer than any of us, had anticipated at the beginning. And so it's not going to end anytime soon.
No, it's not going to end anytime soon. And the worst thing that we can do as beauty professionals is um, be paralyzed,
Yeah.
be paralyzed by the heartbreak because we're heartbroken, I
Yeah.
mean, just me, myself, I did reschedule about 15 certain appointments, whether they were a wedding or a photo shoot or, these things, because I still do it because I still love it.
Yeah.
And then, I know people who've rescheduled anywhere from 30 to 40 weddings,
I know.
like
And the
weddings.
brides, I mean, I'm just
Yes.
like,
It's
it
just
just
a
tears me
crazy
apart
time.
because
Yes.
all the preparation and the planning that they've had to do, it's just like nobody could have predicted this,
Oh,
you know.
no, absolutely
But
not.
it's like, even with our situation, like you couldn't predict that you were going to move because it was
Mm-mm.
sudden. I couldn't predict, like, I thought, I mean, I was relatively young. I still am, even though, like I said, I'm older than I look. I mean, do the math, right? 26
Right.
years or whatever. But my heart was still in it. And I didn't want to, but okay, so putting that aside, what are some of the things that, because I know I've been working nonstop like you have. I mean, I look at my schedule and I'm pretty much on Zoom from the time I wake up until last night. I was on Zoom until, I don't know, after 10 o'clock at night. And plus, my kids are home and they're doing school and whatever. So it's
Right.
been absolutely crazy. But here's the thing. Like, I even had a session this morning where I, was helping somebody, teaching them how to do some things, some consultations and things through Zoom. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so helpful. Like, this just opens up a whole new avenue for me." So, just if you want to just share with everybody, like, what are some of the things that you're doing, and that could potentially someone could start doing right now.
Right. So for Lee, you're always going live and you're always talking to your clients via Facebook or Skype or Zoom or those kind of avenues there. But I'm not that way. I'm more of a one-to-one touch
Yeah.
feel kind of you be in front of me kind of person. So y'all don't see me live very often because I'm doing all my work in the background, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can't do that anymore. Like
Yeah.
I can't be in the same presence as people, and a lot of us can't. So how was I going to change? What did I need to change in order to make sure that what I do on a daily, I could still do it?
Yeah.
So my first thing that I started is I got Zoom. I'm like, I got to get Zoom. I'm gonna have to go live. I don't really like going live by myself because I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
It's
So
awkward.
it is awkward.
So awkward.
So I've been reaching out to business partners of mine from all over the world, all over the US. I
Yeah.
had partners from New York on, and we really chatted about what we can do to boost our immune. We chatted about putting our face to bed. We did a whole skincare routine with, Laverne from Arizona, and then Sarah from New York. And I was on, and, we had to change it a little bit, but we're providing a service and education to people out there because they really do need it. And also they need what is it?
The interaction, like
The
the human, like,
interaction. Yes.
I know for a lot of my friends, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so hard being home. Like, I'm so extroverted." I'm like, I'm introverted, so like I'm okay. Like, I'm used to this, but no, people are like, they're forced to be home and they want to be able to get together with their friends. And that's why we're seeing, like, people are having sessions where they're having coffee together, they're doing
Yes.
game night, they're having drinks, they're doing all these things. And I was actually thinking the other day too, like, I mean, even like the late night shows, they're all doing it by this. The news
Right.
broadcasters are using this platform. I mean, doctors' offices are using it. And so, us as beauty professionals, we should be using it because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, our clients miss us.
Yep.
They want to see us. We miss them. And not only that, like, they want to hear from their experts in the field. They want to know, they still want to know what can they do while they're at home. Those beauty tips that we can give them, those skincare tips that you were doing with, put your face to bed. Um, you know, I'm a big advocate for self-care. And right now, like, people, it's so crucial for us to take care of ourselves. I've been talking about it on my lives because like I get up, I do my makeup, I do my hair because I feel better. Of
Hmm.
course, I'm on here and I want, to look. I don't want to be in my pajamas every day, but we all have those days where we're just like in our sweats, watching Netflix. We don't really get anything done. And at the end of the day, you can only do that for so long, right? Before it
Right.
starts to just affect your whole mood and everything. So that's our clients too. So, you know,
Yeah, and I've noticed that like when I do get on with my clients, even my friends, we do laugh, joke, have our little either coffee or our little drink or whatever, and just cackle and do whatever. But because they know I am a professional both in the beauty industry and in the health world, they the conversation does turn that way.
yeah,
They do start asking me about like, well, what are you doing to make sure that you're staying healthy and keeping your immune up? What are
yeah,
you doing to, you know, help repair your hair right now? Like
yeah.
what are the things that you can do behind the scenes? And I think that us as beauty pros, because we are so passionate about our craft, meaning either cutting hair, coloring hair, or applying makeup, we forget that providing a product also is considered a service and not being salesy. Because
Boom. You hit
those
that on the head right there.
I mean, people are looking, and right now, people aren't wanting to go to the store. I
No,
mean, we're not
God,
trying
no.
to go anywhere. So if you can provide a service for them and a product,
Mhm.
and ship it to their house
Yeah.
and get it to them, with knowing where it's coming from, knowing where it's been, knowing how it's been taken care of, knowing the science to it, knowing the ingredients in it, you're providing a service that people are still looking for. I mean, I don't know how many people I've seen, that, I mean, just yesterday, I was telling Lee earlier, they're like, people aren't buying anything. Well,
Yes, they
yes,
are.
they are. I had seven
Yes.
orders from people I haven't had orders from in a while. And they range from all kinds of things, from, gel eyeliner, like, hey, they want to get up in the morning, like you said, Lee, they want to get dressed and they want to feel good and they want to feel beautiful. Me, on the other hand, I'm cool being in my pajamas all day. Like I work just as fine in my jammies and my hair looking like a hot mess. So y'all are very lucky that I put makeup and did my hair today.
I gave you some notice.
Yes. Otherwise, my hair would be like this big and looking like big creature hair. But but there are people who still, and people are working from home.
Well, actually, so it's funny you say that because I do like industry research almost every day. I'm subscribed to certain, things where I get articles sent to me. And like right now, like worldwide skincare sales are up. They're up like so much more than before the pandemic started because people are taking the time to take care of their skin more so than they were before, which makes me happy.
Right.
And we've been teaching this. I know you're an educator as well as I, but when we look at global skincare sales, people actually buy skincare more online than from, salons and places like that. So
Right.
they're used to buying that online anyway, and nobody does want to go anywhere. I mean, I've been ordering all my food and everything, so I'm like, I'm not going out there. Like,
No, I'm like, my meat's coming to my door, everything's coming to
yeah,
my door. I had like this big old ice chest looking thing, and my husband was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Well, he's normally not here, but he has been home a little bit more." And I'm
hmm
like, "That's our meat." And he's like, "What do you
that's where your
mean?"
steaks are.
Yeah. He was like, "That thing is huge." And I was like, "Well, that's what our meat comes in, all happy go lucky." I'm like, "But let's spray it off and do what we got to do and get it in the house."
Exactly.
But that's kind of what we're doing. And people are still buying and purchasing and
Oh yeah.
wanting to talk about the product and the service and what they can do at home. Now they have time. So
Yeah,
most
that's the
people
other
are
thing.
like, I don't use skincare because I don't have time to really do that in the morning. Well, now they're realizing that they do have some time. And so they do want to focus on something that's going to make them feel good. It's kind of pampering, with all the rollers that we have and the ice
Yeah.
roller and the jade roller. And it's just kind of like giving yourself that own experience, every single night, taking 30 minutes out of your night to be like, okay, I've been a teacher today. I've been a cook, I've been the house cleaner. I've been the wife, I've
Yeah.
been the mother, all these hats that us women have to put on. Even men. Don't get me wrong. There's men that are doing the same thing.
Well, last night, I don't know if anybody caught that, but we actually, I helped Lisa do a broadcast, and she showed everybody how to give your man, just a little pampering
Yeah, with
treatment.
Dawn.
First time she ever did it. And her husband was like, wow, and I'm like, wow, how did you get in this? And he's like, I know, isn't this nice? And then he said, well, I might have to get this more often. I'm like, oh, see what you did. But
Yeah, she created a monster.
I mean, it's true. I mean, my husband is actually working even more because unfortunately he's in a job where they can't close, I
Right.
mean, he works for our state and he's working even more hours. So I want to pamper him up too. I mean, he's working his tail off. And,
Right.
unfortunately, as people get sick, they might have less and less people working. He may have to even work more. I mean, I don't know, but
Right.
so I love that, but I know you said this too. Like my health and nutrition, nutraceutical products too have been through the roof because I know we've been seeing a lot of articles come out about some things that you can take to build your immunity and or your immune system up, and so I think we've both kind of like, proven that really isn't the case. People are still purchasing certain products. It's about knowing which products that people are wanting. But I
Right.
also want you to kind of touch on, because unfortunately, our industry really isn't set up to be able to retail online. But we do have a system that you and I are both using that allows us to do that. And like you said, have it shipped right to our clients. So I
Right.
don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, because actually, I was noticing this recently, well, in the last week or so. There are beauty professionals that realize, retailing is going to be beneficial. But I've seen some high beauty pros who have a reputation of just being amazing. And, they're sending their clients to places where you really don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, I know that they get a little kickback, maybe 10%, maybe 15%.
Mm.
And it is a little money in the pocket. But as a beauty pro, normally we wouldn't send people there. But our
Right.
desperation is making us send our clients to places where we know that product isn't exactly what's in the product, because we talk about it all the time behind the
Exactly.
chair.
Exactly.
And I know that desperate times call for desperate measures, but there is a platform and a vehicle out there for us as beauty professionals to
Mhm.
take advantage and to utilize, that has products and services that are high quality. You know where it's coming from, the ingredients behind it, they are professional grade, and you make a significant side income.
Yeah.
So
I
much.
like your word significant because that's important, because I know, like you and I, like our income actually has not gone down since the
Mm-mm.
pandemic. In fact, it's actually gotten even better, which
Right.
not saying that, I'm happy about that by any means, but the fact that we are able to provide people with what they're looking for, it's a win-win situation for everybody. And we haven't skipped a beat with,
No.
so talk about that a little bit and how that's even possible.
Right. And, I think the reason that it has been possible for us to be able to continue to grow, in a time like this is, of course, one, people are looking for products, but two, people are also now realizing that they didn't plan for anything to happen in their industry or profession. They
Right.
didn't plan for a plan B. And so I've noticed that people who, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, who are my clients, who are my friends who are in the beauty business, now they're starting to ask, like, okay, well, how is it that you went from Albuquerque, New Mexico, you went to Texas, you never went and got a job for anybody, you do everything from your house. I know you do weddings, but how is it that you've been able to make an income? Now the questions are
Yeah.
coming. And
Didn't
I'm
really
like,
think about it before, but they're
right,
like,
right.
wait a minute. Yeah.
And of course, come kind of the negative comments in regards to, the business that I'm in and the profession that I'm in. And I just have to say, well, there is a different way. And I'm willing to sit down and talk to you and show you what that different way is. And at the end, hopefully you'll have a different outlook and a different taste in your mouth than maybe you had before. Because again, we hate being salesy.
Yeah.
We hate
Nobody really likes to,
right.
I
And
mean, but that's not a good way to look at it either. It's about
no, because
providing
we
solutions and giving
right.
advice. I mean, even when I hate to interrupt you, but when I would do hair and I would use certain hair products, I mean, they need hair products. They're either going to get it from me or they're going to go wherever. I mean, it's not
Right.
like they're just never going to use hair products.
I mean,
So
they
I'd
kind
rather
of
them get it from me because, like you said, then it's the right product for them. I
right.
know that it's going to work properly on their hair. I can educate them on how to use it, and
Mhm.
so it's just part of what
Right.
we do.
And it is a part of a salon as well. If you go work in a for salon and they carry product, they tell you like you have quotas. You have to move product to the end consumer. Now
Because that's
you're
usually where a lot of our profit was,
yeah,
years ago. Like I'm talking, like it's obviously evolved over the years, and it's been more difficult to find exclusive products,
right.
which we have a solution for that too. But
Right.
but yeah, definitely.
And the retail amount, I mean, if you're in the industry, you get your little retail check. It's your retail commission is not that much.
No.
But whenever you really expand your mind and your knowledge of what is out there, the products and services that I've been able to utilize now from home for 3.5 years, um, the you're getting probably about 80% back on your
Yeah.
dollar, which is
Yeah, it
unheard
comes
of.
out to be about that in the long run. Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because in salon, you're maybe getting
10.
7% to
Well, it depends.
10%.
If you're an
Yeah,
employee, it's usually about 10%. If you
right.
are, a booth rental, you probably, I'm not going to say because I know
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
probably a
yeah.
lot of clients watching, but at the end of the day, I know the struggle is a lot of their clients were going other places, getting it, not knowing that it's probably the same price. They're not benefiting their stylist, whatever. We could talk about
Oh
diversion
yeah, yeah.
and
For days.
exclusive brands. That's a
Right.
whole nother episode.
And we do, like you said, exclusive. We do have the
Right.
exclusivity. You cannot just go to some of the big box stores and find our products because again, they're professional grade products. You have to be in the industry to be able to. I'm sorry, you have to be in our business to be able
Yeah.
to carry the products. And a lot of the times now, like you said, diversion, you can find pro products in some of these box stores. So it kind of
Mhm.
takes away already from the stylist, which I don't think, again, all of these things we were really paying attention to before.
No, because I think as professionals, like we're more about the service. It's
Yes.
like we just love providing services, but at the end of the day, like if it, and again, like nobody knew something like this was going to happen,
Mm-mm.
obviously, and but gosh, I remember even when I'd go on vacation, like I would, be gone for a week. I would be making no money when I was gone.
I know.
And then I would
Tears.
come back and I'd have to work like twice as many hours to get all the people in, like, when I was off too. So it's like, if your income stops when you stop working, it's time to think about evolving and thinking about things that you could potentially do so that we don't run into this again, because we don't want you guys to feel this way. It's not a good feeling. It's
No, it's
it's
heartbreaking.
tragic. It's
Yeah,
really tragic, and it's hurting us seeing all of you know our industry like this. I
right.
mean, to the point where they're getting, jobs, other places in the meantime. They're setting up GoFundMe's. They're, trying to apply for unemployment, but because they're independent contractors, they're having issues with that. They're having to wait for the stimulus check, which, in all honesty, isn't really that much.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
No,
there's
not in the
people,
grand scheme of things. No, absolutely, it is
no,
not.
no. I mean, there's people that they're like, I just opened my salon. Like, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it open when things go back to normal, whatever that is. I mean, you guys, like, this is what your stylists are going through. This is what your professional is going through. It's tough. It's really tough.
It is very tough, and it's hard for me to watch. It's also hard
Yeah.
for me to sit there and, because my friends do call me and we talk about it, and the freak out moments, the you feel like you've been backed up against the wall, and they don't, like you said, they don't know if they're going to be able to keep their business running
Yeah.
past these couple of months, and it's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking to watch, and it's heartbreaking to just put myself back in those feelings that I had years ago, because I
It's like a
again,
trauma response.
yes, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I have that gut feeling like
Yeah.
my whole world collapsed in 2.5 seconds as quickly as theirs. Again, mine was nowhere near as crazy as it is
No.
now. And I don't want to compare apples and oranges, but the feeling that you get from putting your blood, sweat, and tears in, and now you don't have anything to show for it but the tears and the
Right.
hurt and the thing. That's where I and you and people like us in our industry want to reach out and help you and
Yeah.
really show you, there's a different way to be able
That's the
to.
good news.
That is the good news. That
Because
there's
like, and here's the thing, like this is stuff we've been doing for years.
right,
So
right.
we know that what we're doing works. So it's not like some theory. Like, yeah, so we're thinking if
We're
we
thinking this
try
maybe.
this. So
Yeah,
this is, you guys, this is proven to work.
right.
And what's cool about it is not only do we have a system, we have tools to
Mhm.
help with it. And then we also have, a compensation plan to help with it.
Mhm.
We have a tracking system so that you don't ever lose your clients' sales.
Right.
So that in itself is like invaluable if you ask me, because nobody else has really been able to build something quite like that.
Right.
So there is good news,
Yes.
and there's
And
hope at
and
the end of the day.
the biggest thing right now is our training system. Like, we
Oh my God.
truly have a training system like no other.
Yeah.
I've been to school. I've been trained by multiple different companies when it comes to their products and the services they provide. And I'm talking high end,
Yes.
big corporate product owners. And I've never had training like I do now.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. It's almost overwhelming because I know a lot of people are reaching out to me. They're like, oh, I can't be on everything. There's stuff going on all the time. And it's like, yeah, we know that. And don't worry, because, everything's recorded. You can catch it later. Like, we don't expect you to tune into everything. But at the same time, we want to have enough to educate people on all the
right.
things that they need to know right now. And so it's actually been a lot of fun, right?
I know. I think it's fun because okay, so I just recently had a new business partner, and she was um, talking about being trained and everything. And I was like, girl, don't even worry about it. Let's get on
Yeah.
the training. And so she's already been certified in the division that she wants to focus on. She's already implementing the tools that she learned. She's
Hmm.
already, putting a group of women together, well, and men, and showing them products and things that she has to offer, all via the interwebs.
Yeah.
And it is producing some income for her. And it's been pretty quick. You can learn and implement,
Yeah.
earn and implement. And we have a lot of downtime. Yes, of course, again, I know we have to be the teacher, the cook, the laundry person, we have to do all these things. But instead of letting our actual skill of being a beauty pro or a health pro or whatever profession that we're in that we had to kind of put on the back burner, still learn a skill that's going to make your business better in the long run as well. So
Okay, so that's that statement right there, because that's the other thing. It's like, figure out like what is going to, like, learn something now that is going to be beneficial now, because I also see that too, like people just taking like all these different classes that really aren't
beneficial at all.
going to help them bring in
Right.
anything, any money or help with the situation as of now. But they're just trying to keep themselves busy because they're like, I got to do something. I got to do something. So I'm going to get certified in this and do that. And, but if it's not like yielding any results right now, like maybe look at that. And now that you kind of got that out of your system, now let's reevaluate like what you can do moving forward that can bring in income, like you said, because that's the main thing.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it totally is. And it's something that you can implement when you go back.
Hmm.
When you go back,
Exactly.
really your growth hasn't really stopped. And I know sometimes, or a lot of the times the fear is, it makes us paralyzed and we
Yes.
don't know what to do. The hurt also makes us paralyzed. Watching our kids and the unknown
Mhm.
makes us paralyzed. I understand that because I feel it too,
Yeah.
every single day. But at the same time, I know that if I don't put myself in a place where I'm growing, learning, and helping others, and the
Yeah.
only way I know to help others is to make them beautiful, make them feel good on the inside, make them feel good on the outside. That is my passion. That is my profession. So that's what I still keep doing because that makes me happy and feel good because I'm still providing something that is beneficial for them, like I would if I was in front of them. And so
That's key.
again,
That's key.
just
I don't
keep
know
doing it.
if you saw my webinar I did last night, but I actually did a webinar on, creating an online community and things that you can do. So that's very helpful. And so when we have that recording, I can definitely share it with anybody that's wanting to watch that. But that's exactly what I said. Like when we're, at times when we're kind of panicking and freaking out, like it will only make you feel better to go and do something for somebody. And I think like as professionals, that's why we love our profession,
Yeah.
because we get joy and we feel good when we do services on other people. We make them feel good and then we feel good, and we can still do that in just
Right.
a different way. And I know it's hard when you're like, yeah, well, you don't understand, like I'm sitting here, I'm just like panicking, but we can't control anything that's
Mm-mm.
going on outside in the world. All we can control is how we react to it,
Mm-hmm.
and we can control our mind and how we move forward. And so, just take a deep breath, and just think like, what can I do right now? What can I
Mm-hmm.
control right now? What can I do to not only make myself feel better, but make my clients feel better?
Right.
And go do it.
And do
Right.
exactly, just do it. And then if you don't know where to start, there is people like us who are willing to help you.
Yeah.
Like you have to be a little bit open-minded, and you want to sit down and listen, and you have to be able to try to learn something new that you haven't been doing. But we can help you, and we
Yeah.
love to help you, and we would love to show you how in our unknown time we were to able to move forward. And
Exactly.
in our new normal we pivoted, and we do what we do and we do what we love. It's just in a different manner.
Exactly.
And it's not, I don't have a salon anymore. I don't have a brick and mortar store. This is my salon. I'm going to go like this, but this is where I work out of.
Me too.
It's in my home.
Right.
And
Oh my gosh.
pivot. I had to pivot. Had no choice but to do it.
I can't even tell you how many custom blend orders I've been
Oh,
filling and popping in the mail to people. I've had porch pickup. Obviously I'm not letting clients come here. I'm not seeing clients, neither are you, but I've had so many, they're like, can you still mix up my foundation? I'm like, sure, I'll just put it in the mail and you'll get it in 2 days. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank God. And it's like, yeah, I'm still open for business. You just
me
can't
too.
physically,
Yeah, you
come
can't
here. But
visit me. And if you do, you're gonna be in the driveway and I'll leave it there and you can pick it up.
yeah,
But I'm making
I've
my
got a
custom
little
blends with my gloves and my mask, and it's a
I've got a
whole thing.
custom blend mailbox that I put everybody's order in, and then
Oh,
they
that's
come and
cool.
pick it up, and whatever. But
That's awesome.
so
But
much fun.
yeah, there's still things that we can do. And, there are people who out there who they're like, man, I can't figure out what I can do to help. They start sewing the masks. Well, guess what? I can't sew. I can't
Yeah,
sew. I'm not good at. So what I have to do is just provide the knowledge that I know to help people feel better, look better,
exactly.
and make their skin better and make their stomach feel better,
Yeah.
de-stress. I have so many people are so stressed
Oh my
out,
gosh.
and it's like, well, let's get together, chat, let's calm down, let's put a mask on, let's have a drink
Yeah.
and educate and help just like we would if we were in front of them. But
Yeah.
now we're behind the screen of our laptop, and we're not behind the chair or in front of the
Isn't
chair.
that the beauty of it though? I mean, like the fact that you and I can connect this way, and like it's different than talking on the phone
Oh
because we
yeah, for
can see
sure.
each other, whatever. But it's different than FaceTime too, because on this platform you can have like as many people as you want really
Yes.
on here, so you can get together and have fun and do that. And even our company that we actually work with, we are able to use this platform for $9.99, and it's like a month, $9.99 a
I
month
know, and usually the
versus a
platform is
hundred something.
it's 160.
Yeah,
This platform alone is 160 the way
crazy.
that we have access to it for 10 bucks.
Because we've got like the webinar part of it. We've got like all these other additional tools that don't come with the regular,
Right, right.
thing, which is cool too. That our company was thinking ahead, and I know we've been on here for a while, but in closing, I just want to say, like, I know last night we kind of heard from, our chief operating officer about, some of the things that the company's been doing behind the scenes. And so a lot of people have been asking me, like, well, are you still shipping products? Like, am I
Mhm.
still able to get the products? And here's the thing, like, our company, we have a lot of different divisions. Obviously, skincare is one division, cosmetics is one division. We have so many more, but one of our divisions is nutraceuticals, that we have doctors' offices all around the country, and they actually use these products, and so our company can stay open because it is deemed as, what is that called?
An essential business.
It's an
We are an
essential
essential
business.
business.
So because of that, we're able to, and we actually have even a hospital grade disinfectant that we're able to. It actually has the symbol on it that it is,
Yeah, it's approved by the EPA
right.
to kill, and this is on the EPA website, so you
Yep.
can go check on it. It's not coronavirus. This is COVID-19 on it.
Yes.
So I mean
Yes.
that's huge and powerful. And like you said, our president and COO went on last night and addressed what's going on in our business. And my husband, who is 100% supporter of our business, he just doesn't really tune in too much, but he listened to the whole thing and he was blown away. And I was like, well, that is why I have such passion and love for what I do and what we can provide people, because of people like him who are like
Yeah.
Mark, who are doing what they do every
He's been
single day.
working nonstop.
You could hear you
Yeah.
could hear in his voice
He was very
the
emotional at times,
emotional, yes.
which
And
I thought was really amazing because he's human, and it just shows how much he really does care. And the fact that, because I've been fortunate to be on several meetings, and because I do work directly with the company, and when he said that our message has been the entire time, like, the people, and getting our products out, and the people we work with, that's been it has been a main priority on every single call and conversation that he's had with
right.
everybody. And that's never, that's not going to change, and that just shows you the integrity of the company.
Right.
That's their main priority. So
Right.
they've actually been preparing for this before
Mhm.
we were having issues, so they could just go into whatever mode that they planned for.
Right. Yeah,
And we're all over the world, so we're not just talking about our operations here in the US. We're talking about
yeah, the UK,
Asia and
Malaysia, and
Australia,
so many
all over the
people.
world.
And my husband was also, I think, floored too that he addressed on such a public platform,
Hmm.
because most companies want to keep things private, and that would be only privy to certain people.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
my husband was like, he works for Intel. If something's going down like that, we're never going to hear the operations going on behind closed doors from Intel, because it's a big corporation. They're not going to open themselves up like that.
That's true.
But what is powerful is that he put it out there for the world to see, so that they know exactly what we're doing as a company, to protect not only us as business owners, but our
Mhm.
clients around the world.
Yeah.
And I love that they take the safety and the health of all of us really to heart, literally, because those, you
Yeah.
could feel his
Oh
emotion,
yeah.
like,
And
big
not
time.
every company is like that. So I'm very proud. And so, if somebody shared this video with with you, definitely reach out to them, like, because they can help you. You can reach out to Martha and I, and we can kind of elaborate a little bit more on what we're talking about. What's cool is we can customize different programs for you depending on what your situation is, what realm of the industry you're in, or so
Right. Because we
we'd
don't
love to
have a
talk
one
with you.
size fits all. We have something that could
Exactly.
be for many different people for many different things. But yeah, I mean, we're willing to chit chat with you and help you and show you and guide you and, maybe help you pivot a little bit easier and to move forward and to even keep it on after you go back to work, whenever that may be.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to get ready and get out of your sweats.
No, don't tell anybody, but I have pajama bottoms on.
Actually, I have like my yoga pants on because, it's just comfortable. But, from here on up,
It's all business. Oh, and I thought it was really cute, Lee, that we're both wearing this
I
little
know
necklace.
we did not plan that.
No, we didn't. So I
I
thought
have
that
the
was
one you
cute.
have up here too. I should have put that on, but then
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
was trying to
we're
layer as
twinning.
many. I know. Well, thank you for inviting me. I do appreciate it. I do value you and all your education and your knowledge and your experience and
Well,
your ability to really help so many people. I do appreciate it. You work hard, and I don't think many people out there know really how hard you do work. And us out here in the field, we do appreciate it 100% because
Well,
that's
I
all we
appreciate you
help
because I call on you to help me with a lot, and you're always right there to help. So that's just how we are.
Yeah.
That's part of our collaboration, and we're both passionate. And so, I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in real life someday.
I know. Hopefully I'll see you in August. I'm
Yeah,
planning for
hopefully, my
August.
gosh.
I
My
know.
gosh. I hope so. But otherwise I'll see you virtually.
Yes, absolutely. And I can't wait. We'll be on together soon before you know it.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about other things. But you have a good day. I'm going to finish my coffee, go put my pajamas back on. And I have a couple more Zoom things today. So business as usual. It does not stop around here. We're just going to
Exactly.
keep trucking forward and doing and hopefully making people happy, healthy, and feeling less stressed during this crazy time.
Cheers to that, girl.
Cheers. I love
Virtual
your
cheers.
face. I love your face. Please stay safe.
Yes, you too. Stay healthy.
Yes,
And all of
absolutely.
you too. And I will get to any questions on Facebook. So keep on asking them, and feel free to share this with anybody that you know, because again, like, if we can help somebody right now, we want to, and that's why we're here today. So
Yes. Yes.
take care, everybody. Everybody stay healthy. Bye
Bye.
bye.